Good afternoon. I'm out for something a little bit different today. I'm with Dan. Just come out to eat some out-of-date food and see if I avoid botulism. So that's really the premise of this video. It's an Italian military ration that's 5 years out of date. I'm out for 24 hours. So I'm gonna have lunch soon, and then dinner this evening, and breakfast tomorrow morning. But right now we're just trying to find somewhere to go for lunch where we're not going to get smashed by any falling trees like that one. So yeah, when we find somewhere for lunch, I'll show you the ration. I'll open her up and we'll see what is in there and what I've got in store to eat for the next 24 hours, which is exciting. See you at lunch. Now, if you're watching this, you probably know what one of these is. This is the Italian Armed Forces Combat Food Ration. And this is Module F, or Menu F, which has got the pink sticker. And yes, it is significantly beyond its best before date. But so long as I check all of the food, all of the cans and all of the containers, and make sure there's no rust or air that's got in, then we should be okay. So time to open it up and have a look at the 3 different components: breakfast, lunch and dinner. So this is lunch. Let's take a look. Accessory packet. Minestrone soup. Can's a bit dented, we'll have to check that out on the inside. A fibre pill, 2 packets of savoury crackers, energy tablets, some sugar, fruit cocktail for pudding, beef in jelly, an instant coffee. Now I'm also going to open the breakfast box because I believe that's where a lot of the accessories live. Okay, so here's the breakfast box. I'm just going to open this up because there's got a jammy situation here. Okay, this is it's a bag to put your rubbish in. 3 toothbrushes so I can clean my teeth after every meal. Seems excessive, and there's toothpaste in there as well, but there we have it. Yeah, okay, so there's, okay, yeah, jam is a big issue. Jam is a big issue. So the stove is in there. I'm going to leave all of that in there actually because there isn't, I've got a coffee to have. The tea is there for breakfast, and I'll sort all of that out later, but I needed the rubbish bag to put my rubbish in, so I'll deal with that later. Okay, so we've set up a tarp just because it's raining on and off. I've decided not to use the Lesbit stove that comes with the ration because it's covered in jam at the moment. So I've just set up my Swedish military trangia. I haven't emptied the minestrone into the pan because I don't want to make a mess as yet. So I've just put a bit of water in there and set the can inside. I've sniffed it when I opened it. Seems absolutely fine, even though it's a bit dented. And I'll empty it out and eat it in a moment. Right, let's check this coffee out. I use the water from the pot in here when it's boiled. Okay. It's a bit flaky, which might mean that some moisture's got in there, but the coffee's only 4 years out of date, so that's not too bad. I don't normally have sugar in my coffee, but it's here, so I may as well. When in Rome, eh? When in Rome. So whilst the soup is heating up and the water is heating up for the coffee, I've just been looking at these crackers and you can see that there's some damage. Oh, you might be able to see there's some damage to the top of the pack there, some air's got in. Now the date on these is 2017, September 2017. So I don't hold out a lot of hope. They're probably going to be a little bit chewy and a bit horrible. You see how easily that ripped there. Yeah, they smell a bit musty. So Dan and I have both sniffed the crackers. Yeah, they taste just how they smell.
That's a no then, is it?
That's a no. I'm not eating those. They taste like old olive oil that's been stored in a charity shop.
What's next on your list?
Some cold canned meat.
Meat.
Let's have a look at this. Yummy. Right, whilst still waiting for my soup's nearly there, to be honest. I'm going to eat the tin of cat food. I just think it'd be better with some crackers that aren't stale and minging. That tastes exactly how it looks. There's some flecks of white in here, and I'm hoping that that's just congealed fat, which I'm sure it is. Tastes alright. Congealed fat.
Luncheon meat or what's the word?
Like corned beef. I wonder if it wouldn't be nicer heated up and thrown in with my soup.
Might be, yeah.
Let that gelatin melt. I suspect this is all right on one of those biscuits if the biscuits are okay. But I think what I'm going to do is heat it through a little bit and stir it in with my soup. Well, that's probably the way to go. Because on its own, it's not bringing me a huge amount of joy. Yeah, I'm sure that's just fat. Let's see if you can see those little white specks. Yeah, just congealed fat, I reckon. Okay, so I've decided just to whack all of that in here. And then heat that through. soup. So that's the meat and everything in together. Doesn't that look delightful? Just want to melt that gelatin, I think, that jelly. Warm it all through. Robert's your mother's brother. I tell you what, this coffee is strong. And sweet. I just put all the sugar in it. I don't even.
Sugar's a choice. You don't have to.
I don't even have sugar in my coffee. Not sure how I'm feeling about this. Morale is taking a hit. I'm smug down over there, tucking into his Australian ration. Now, no doubt, if you watch this, then you'll watch his video. If not,
why not?
If not, why not? Indeed. I'll probably stick a link in if I can remember.
You won't.
You
Never
won't.
does.
You won't. I don't need to. How many thousand subscribers have you got who are committed to watching your every single video?
No comment.
Sorry, Dan. Shut up. Well, there she is. Let's see how it tastes. Right, here we go. I would use my my plastic spoon, but I've done a Uri Geller and melted it, so that's gone. Yeah. It tastes exactly how it looks, which is unfortunate. What it really needs is some bread. How is your bread?
It's very nice.
Might whack some. I've got some spices. Got some black pepper, which is cheating a little bit, but it needs it. Right, I'm having such a wonderful time. I've decided that I'm going to have an Italian beer with my Italian lunch, or lack of Italian lunch. I've put it back on the heat because I put some chili flakes and some black pepper in there. Cheers. That's the best bit, and it's not even part of the ration. I'm not really sure how the Italian army get anything done. Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's going to be nice and hot now. Yeah. Okay. It's probably sorted things out a bit. Let's see. Still very watery. Yeah, black pepper. That's a game changer. Ooh, and those chili flakes. They've got a hit to them. That is now not too bad, but it does need bread and butter, or at least some non-stale biscuits. Well, I'm going to sit here and enjoy this. There's also quite a lot of it, which I'm really happy about. And then you can catch up with me as I eat some multivitamin and fibre pills with a fruit cocktail. Such a stupid idea.
What's that?
Multivitamin, just in case I get scurvy.
It's diarrhea tablets.
It's got an arrow imprinted on it. Does that remind you of the 90s?
Yeah.
Just get my glow sticks out on my white gloves.
Just choke on it.
I mean, that tastes a combination of refreshers, chalk, and toilet cleaner. But the good news is, I've only got 3 left. I'm really having a good time. Speaking of which, now I'm going to eat my fruit cocktail. (2018) Brace yourself, everyone. It's a very full can, like the soup. But it's all in syrup, so that should be fine, right? Despite having those brown bits in it. Here we go. Unidentified bit of fruit number 1. That is pear. I think this is probably peach. Yep, sweet and mushy. This would appear to be a grape. I think that's about all that's in there. Tastes good though. On its own, this is so far the best bit of the ration. Very nice. So lunch has been had, and I'm full, and it was hot. So what more can you want? So we're now just headed off and trying to find somewhere to set up camp, really. So that's how we're spending the afternoon. Just keep wandering. So here's the bag. I put dinner on top when I put it away earlier on. So this is what is in store for dinner. Accessory packet, sugar, same instant coffee as lunch, 2 cereal fruit bars. This is the tuna and beans, ravioli, al ragu. This seems a little bit better, to be honest. These crackers. The packaging seems to be a bit more intact. It's up here in the corners where they usually split. And I can't see that this has done it. These might be okay. Let's open the moment of truth. Here we go. No, same as before, I think. Which is a bit of a shame. Yeah. It's just that sort of rancid fat smell. I think if they weren't horrible, they'd probably be alright. They taste like they'd be okay. But they're not okay. Oh well, there we go. So if you're going to get one of these, bring your own biscuits. I think that's the way to go. Right, time for a bit of fire prep and a fire, and then dinner on the go a little bit later. I think it might be time for a starter. I'm going to go for this tuna and beans in a can. And the plan is, if I just put it on the edge of the fire, I might be able to slowly warm it through. You're probably meant to have it cold. It's like a cold salady thing, but I fancy it hot. The temperature's dropping a bit, so let's have a look. There we are. To drink with dinner, I thought I'd go for this 2018 Chianti. Seems appropriate. So there it is. I've just warmed it through. There's clearly a lot of oil there. That was bubbling away. So I think that's probably warmer than the tuna or the beans, but let's give it a go. It's quite oily. But here we go. Cheers. It's nice. Kind of tastes like the British MRE tuna bean salad, which is nice, hot or cold. So that's not bad actually. Quite enjoy that as a starter. So I'm going to finish this and then think about having my ravioli. That's exciting. And the Chianti's going down well as well. So I've got the stove on, and again I'm just going to plonk the opened can in the stove. So here it is, ravioli al ragu. Right, it's interesting, a bit watery, but we'll plonk that in. In she goes. So I think what I might do is empty the contents of the tin into that pan that I'm going to eat it out of, and then just put that back on the heat and stir it through just to make sure that everything's warm. I just try to give it a stir and then lick my spork, and it's left a bit of a film in my mouth which is less than pleasant, but you know, one of those things. You can probably see in there, like there's chunks of meat in the sauce, just to make sure it's fully heated through. Okay, so Dan's waited for me just to do this bit, and now he's cutting some wood up. Let's see how it is without anything added to it. It's going to be hot. Yeah, that's really Heinz ravioli. I think chili flakes and some black pepper is gonna save the day there. Sorry about the lighting. Yeah, it's okay. You can taste the meat in the sauce, chunks of beef. But I think some black pepper and some chili will really bring that out, so that's what I'm gonna do. Right, so I've added some chili flakes and some black pepper. Let's see if there's any improvement here. Much better. Still tastes kind of cheap, but it's a better tasting kind of cheap. And it will certainly keep the wolf from the door and keep me warm. Okay, now I have two of these bars, and they're the pudding course for the dinner. So I'm just going to have one. I'm going to save one for the morning because I'm not sure I'm not sure how much food I'm going to have for breakfast other than a shot of 40% alcohol. So just the one tonight. Let's see how we get on with this. 4 years out of date, 1st of March. Let's get into this and see what it's like. It's got a good seal on it. Ugh. Sniff test first. Yeah, smells of sort of fig and dense fruit, and you can see how thick it is. A little bit crumbly. Okay, nibble test. Yeah, it tastes largely of fig. Maybe some apricot. There's definitely quite a lot of seeds and ground up nuts in there. It's nice. Very sweet. But good. That'll be good pudding, and then that'll be a good breakfast if I need it. This feels better than the last one. Yeah, oh, it looks so much better as well. Actually went in as a powder. Don't know how well you can see that. That was amazing. Oops. Half that just leapt out again. Results. Very pleased with that. Well, I have to say, this coffee is actually really nice. I think I probably added too much water. So if ever you're getting one of these, don't add too much water. But it is a well-rounded coffee. It's everything you want a black coffee to be. Just black coffee, no sugar, no milk, absolutely nothing in it, just water and coffee. And it's good. It's good. It's keeping me warm, as well as this fire. So join me in the morning for whatever is left of breakfast. 1 pot of jam rather than 2, if that's not blown as well, and some biscuits that may not have gone off, and maybe another coffee and a cup of tea, and also the shot of 40% alcohol cordial, what they call cordial, which I'm sure will be a wake up. So good night, thank you very much, take care, see you in the morning for breakfast. Well, good morning. We survived the night. Sounds of wildlife were prolific. Lots of deer barking. There were crows either mating or fighting this morning, owls. It was all going on. So now I've got my my breakfast module to look forward to. Just hoping those biscuits aren't stale and that one of the jams has survived. Otherwise I'm going hungry. And I think there's a cappuccino and a tea in there, so let's take a look. So here we go, breakfast module. So we've got 3 toothpicks in there. You can see where the jam has leaked. Really annoying. Packet of sweet biscuits. They kind of seem like they're in better condition than the savoury ones, but I'll have a closer look in a moment. That's the lemon tea with sugar already added. Now the jam is all over that. So, and it seems like it could be wet through. Don't know if that packaging has survived. A little packet of salts. There's the cappuccino. There's a packet of sugar. That's the booze measure, which I'll be definitely having for breakfast. There's some fuel tabs. There's a little Lesbit stove. A bit more jam on it. That's the water purification tablets. Box of matches. The jam, which I think has survived, and then an accessory packet. Let's check out these biscuits and see if I can actually eat something. So, sweet biscuits, biscotto dolce. The date on these, as you can see just here, is 2017. Packaging, it's a different kind of packaging to the savoury biscuits, and it doesn't seem as though there are any holes in the corners. So let's open them up and have a look. Quick sniff test. Oh, these smell fine. They smell sweet. Nibble test. Those are absolutely fine. Nice and crunchy, not soft. Slightly sweetened. I've got breakfast! If there's any jam left in that pot, that is. Otherwise it's just dried biscuits. Let's have a look. Okay, you can see there's quite a bit of jam on here, but I think that's jam from the other jam, because this one doesn't appear to have opened. Quick sniff test. Smells fine. Let's try a bit on a bit of biscuit then. Okay. Yeah, and that tastes exactly how you'd expect. There's not a lot of flavour to that jam, it's just really sweet. But obviously a bit of sugar, a bit of carbs in the morning. That'll do the job. Actually, what I've just discovered is don't spread it on the top, the shiny smooth side of the biscuit. Spread it on the rough underside, and you kind of fill those holes with the jam. That's how you're meant to do it. Much better idea. That smells a bit stale. 4 years out of date. We're end of February 2022 here. But we'll add a bit of water to it and see how it is. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Yep, that milk has gone off. Ugh, not drinking that. You can see it's not. It's split. It's not wanting to do what it's meant to do. I'm gonna have to bin that, unfortunately. No coffee. No coffee. Well, it smells okay. It's very lemony. It's quite artificial, quite sweet. But it's alright, at least I got a hot drink this morning to have with my biscuits and jam. And then it's cordial time. Chunky dried fruit, seeds and stuff, that's alright. Right then, the bit that everyone's been waiting for, 8 o'clock in the morning. There's 3 centilitres, which is 30 millilitres in here. And basically it's sugar, natural aroma, and booze with some caramel colouring in. Sniff test. It smells very sweet. Bottoms up. Wow, it's like a cross between a cheap whiskey and Spanish firewater. It's not the worst thing I've ever had to drink. Wow. Yep, that's just amazing that they that they do this in a military ration. But that as a morale booster, I imagine that's the thing that people trade and want to get hold of the most. But if you want to try this at home, yeah, just buy some cheap booze from mainland Europe, whatever's going cheapest. That'll do the job. It is warming. in that kind of that warming way that strong alcohol has, I'd drink it again. It's not the worst part of this ration, that's for sure. Those bloody biscuits were. I forgot to do this last night. Dirty, dirty, dirty. You get 3 toothbrushes. Dan and I were just commenting and we thought that was a bit excessive, especially as they're all individually wrapped. Day and age of single-use plastics. Okay, so that's 1 plastic wrapper. Save a dent. Toothpaste. Now they're all wrapped together in another group wrapper. If only they'd applied more care and attention to their savoury biscuits. And then this is individually wrapped as well. Ergonomically designed toothbrush. Do that. Oh, oh, oh. Cheers. Not bad. I can't work out the flavour of that toothpaste though. It's definitely got mint in it, but it's also ever so slightly aniseedy. But my teeth feel clean. Right, well that's us done. What do I say about that ration? I think considering it was 5 years out of date, pretty good, pretty good. All the tin stuff was absolutely fine. Those biscuits, yeah, they were a shame, but it wasn't the be all or end all. They just weren't that nice. So highlights, I think the best bits were the tuna and beans. That was nice. The shot of cordial for breakfast. That's something else. The toothbrushes, nice touch. And all the other stuff was just a bit sloppy, really. Just needed some, as you saw, chili flakes and black pepper. The worst parts, I think, were the biscuits, because I just couldn't get the smell of that rancid. I think it's palm oil that they've used in those biscuits, and it's not nice. As soon as it's exposed to the air, the packaging has given up the ghost. It's not good. But that being said, you know, you can survive for 24 hours on a 5-year out-of-date Italian ration. But if you don't need to, I wouldn't recommend it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.